Welcome to another Quantum Conversation, brought to you by AcousticHealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. Get ready for a fascinating conversation with my next guest, who is here to share on the importance of keeping a high vibration. This is a fascinating call with Christopher Macklin, who sees interdimensionally, and he clears from his clients entities, negative thought forms, and all these energetic blockages that truly hold us back from being who we truly are. He is live with us today, and he will share a divine healing session. Let's welcome Christopher Macklin to the show. Christopher, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, Lauren, thanks for having me, bless you. It's a real pleasure. It's wonderful.
It is a real pleasure as well. You are a Melchizedek being, and this is interesting because you are really connected to your guides in the higher realms. Can you talk about what this Melchizedek being is?
Well, they're from the ultimate dimension. There's infinite dimensions in this universe, you know, different layers of dimensions, and here, you know, they're here basically to kind of please. There's lots of things we do. I please space-time continuum in this dimension, so that means, for example, if people open too many portals, it's like a football where you put holes in the football and eventually air is going to change within it. So it's really important to balance that space-time continuum, because if it changed too much, we couldn't live here, you know. So, and I know there's other people who do this work as well, you know. So, and then the second thing is, you know, I'm here really to dedicate my life to shifting people's consciousness and really making it happen, so you can get to a, whatever you call it, divine alignment, heaven on earth, you know, ultimate vibration. Buddha called it the void, where, you know, you've let all the trigger points go, and you don't get triggered anymore. You're just in a blissful state. It's the void, you know. It's amazing, and you know, I dedicate my life to it. I mean, we do a lot of healings. I did 10,500 last year, so you can imagine that, you know, it's a lot for one person. So.
It is. You are amazing. So let's talk about that a little bit more, because we were mentioning this divine alignment and how you come from a very pure place in your mission on the planet, and that's what so many of the listeners are ready to do, and really take that leap of faith and move forward in a great way. So it's asking the universe in a very specific way to assist us. Can you share how you did that? And it would be a good time for you to share your dramatic awakening, another phase in your awakening process. About 15 years ago, when you were downloaded with this healing information. So a divine alignment is where you learn to be. So share your story on that.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, maybe I'll just give you a bit of background where I came from, so it gives everyone an understanding of it. So, you know, I was born a Melchizedek being. What does that mean? I've got 62% Melchizedek being DNA in my body. My body's a bit different than other people. You know, there's some certain attributes of it that are slightly different. Who cares? It doesn't really matter. You're a human being down here. So we get spliced in at birth. I can't tell my father that, because obviously he'd probably say, your mother never slept around. But truly, she didn't, you know. She was abducted and implanted at the right time. So I was born here, and, you know, I remember at the age of 4, it was really interesting. You know, I was lying on my bed, and there was an Anunnaki came in my room, and it was sitting on the bottom of the bed. Dad, there's an Anunnaki, help, you know. And, oh, don't worry, darling, you know, because you can't see them. But it's there, you know. And I realized very quickly, even at that age, that you had to be mature about it and think, okay, Dad's not seeing it, so the thing's sitting there snarling at you, so you got to do something about it. So with all my might, I said, get out of my bedroom, you know, and it went. Oh, that worked. so very quickly, I had the power, you know, in me to be able to remove them. And then after that, you know, it happened a lot, and I could control it. And then I used to, you know, be different with people. I could see, you know, interdimensional kind of craft in the sky. Dad, there's a flying saucer. Oh, don't worry, darling, it's your imagination. But it's there, you know, and I could see them. But anyway, we moved on, and I got a degree in Masters in Electronics and software and control systems. I developed autopilot systems and whatever, and I still did healings. I still did a lot of work, but didn't really concentrate on it. And so what happened is, like, so I've been doing it for a long time, but, you know, about 10, 15 years, well, it's about 15 years now, I think. What happened is that, you know, I went bankrupt. Everything just disappeared. And I was sitting in the middle of Manchester with 2 Walmart bags of clothes, and that was it. You know, for all the work I'd done and all the money I'd made, it just disappeared. And I said, okay, God, you've got to be kidding. What's happening? And they said, it's the right time. What do you mean it's the right time? It's the right time. You'll see, you know, and I did. I went through a journey of probably 2, 3, 4 years, going around the world healing people in India, Gambia, Ghana. You know, I went to everywhere, Spain, England, and all the time I was being downloaded. I was meditating something like 4 to 6 hours a day. That's the dedication. You know, if you want to understand your gift, you've got to get it downloaded. And they don't give it to you straight away. You know, you meditate and, oh, nothing happened. So you meditate next day, oh, nothing happened. So a lot of people give up, but I just kept going. And after, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, they say, okay, he's showing up. Right, let's start showing him some things, and things start changing. And I actually went to Belize, to a place called San Ignacio, where they have a Mayan temple called Chantovich. Now, I got on that Mayan temple in a very powerful spot, an energetic spot, and we had a lady who's been messed back with the Illuminati, and there was another guy there, and she got completely spiritual drunk. She couldn't even stand up, so I had to carry her back to the car, and she didn't come down from that for about an hour. But, you know, what it did is, you know, it helped me heighten my vibration. So I saw visions of my past lives, what I'd done, and I realized I was meant to do healing again, you know, like full time. And so, anyway, the journey through that lady, I met my current wife, Janelle, and, you know, we got married and we set up the ministry. And so you set up the ministry. I'm in divine alignment now. I've let go of all my trigger points. You know, I feel in bliss, and I'm so excited that, you know, I can go and just do healings every day. But then I had one big problem. I had a problem with money, and most people do who are spiritual. Money. Oh, I don't like it. Well, you got to get over yourself, because it's an energy exchange. And what I found is that, you know, if you don't get the energy back for what you give out, it doesn't balance the universe. So eventually I sat with a pastor. She goes, look, it's like this. She said, if you go and get your hair cut, I mean, I haven't got a lot of hair on my head anyway, so it probably takes 2.5 seconds, but that's supposed to be a joke. Anyway, so she said, would you give the hairdresser a tomato? So, well, probably for 2.5 seconds worth of work. But no, you have to give money. Why do you give money? Because they've got to pay their bills. She said, well, how are you going to pay your bills with a tomato? I said, I can't. So she said, well, you need to get a grip of yourself, you know. The energy, it's just energy, you know. In fact, you know, money is not really money. It's just a promissory note to pay the money in the future, you know. It's just, you know, third-dimensional nonsense. But I did get over it. And we set up a 501c3. We've got a board of directors. And we set the president, you know, healing session, online's worth this, offline's worth that. You know, we do the group sessions on a Saturday at 4 o'clock. We put them by donation, so people can come online, and, you know, we get a lot of people online, and, you know, we do the healings that way. But nothing, you know, when I first set the ministry up, nothing happened. Okay, what's going on here? And, you know, I think, well, build it, they'll come, and they didn't. So I said, you know, I had a meditation. Okay, God, what's going on? They said, you know, it's like a church. I said, well, we've built the so-called, in quotes, church. It's not a church, it's just a healing ministry, but we've built it. They said, the healing ministry is within. Get out and take it with you. Oh, okay. So immediately booked a session, went to a Unity church, slam busy. You know, people, if you're in divine alignment, because your energy is so high, people, it's like putting threads to drag people back in. You know, you're just dragging people all the time, you know, coming in. And, you know, you get abundance, you know. I think the problem is most people don't realize that whatever your gift is, if it's not healing, if it's painting is a form of healing. You look at the painting, oh my God, that's just gorgeous, you know, and it gives you joy in your heart, gives you high vibration. You know, if you see a sculpture, oh, that's amazing. If you eat someone's food, oh my God, it's the oh my God, that's amazing, which is your gift. And, you know, right through the healings of people, you know, for the last, 8-10 years, I've seen that, you know, they're kind of, I don't know what my gift is. And I always say, well, there's something in there that's a burning passion. What is the burning passion that's really going to make the difference? There's got to be a burning passion. Well, yeah, but, you know, I like painting, but that's not going to make me money. Well, hang on a minute, you just manifested that, you know, stop it, you know. Why don't you just let go of the money bit, do the painting, you know, get out there, take your art with you because it's high vibrational and people will buy it and get joy from it, you know. And I think that's such an important point. You've got to find that absolute burning passion with you. And, you know, obviously, you know, it's important also to get into high vibration state, clear that heart chakra, not just clear it a bit, clear the whole thing. So you know, when you get up in the morning, you're leaping out of bed in the morning going, oh my God, I feel incredible. That is, to me, is high vibration. Nothing else will do, you know. And I think it's so important.
Extremely important, especially in these times where the outside world is seemingly chaotic. And it's so easy for so many of us to own that, right? We're seeing that happen. But this importance of keeping ourselves in a high vibration. So when you were saying clear the heart chakra, this is being really responsible for everything that does not make us get up out of bed every day and say, I feel wonderful, or this is great. So where do we start there? I know you do this as a healing, but can we do something for ourselves to really, gosh, get it on right and clear all of this negativity as soon as we see it?
Well, you know, the problem is, I mean, you need a good vibration to release entities. Entities are interdimensional beings. Hear their energy fields. They get attached to you. They tap in the lower back. You're saying your negative thoughts. They alter, you know, they alter the abdomen. So, you know, your liver's not functioning. You feel exhausted, and, you know, so on and so forth. They really affect you. But that's not the only reason why people get sick. There's obviously low vibrational toxins. And so it's important, I think, to get some healing, or, you know, to get some meditations, or, you know, the other thing I always say is draw a circle 5 feet around you. That is your space. Nobody else's space but yours. And so that is your economy. It's nothing to do with the American government. It's nothing to do with the UK government or whatever. It's your economy. And so you focus on positivity all the time. I mean, you know, in every way, you know, it's even like buying things. Don't go into somewhere and knock them down where it's so cheap that you walk out and that person's upset because they didn't make any commission. Do the opposite. Yeah, that's fine. Because if you show up and give other people abundance, it'll come back round. But, you know, people get this wrong. It's like with the ministry, you know. I always remember, you know, we bought a banner, you know, because we do a lot of expos. We're actually in New York, you know, in 2 weeks' time. And we got a new banner. So we can either do one or two things. We can go to Vistaprint and get it for $17. And it's a big corporation. No one cares about your company. It just goes off the mill. It comes. It's low vibration. Or you can go to the local guy who's really passionate about what he does and puts that energy behind it, and he creates something. And when you take it out there, it feels different, you know. And I think it's so important. And that cost $70. So which one did I buy? I paid $70 for it instead of Vistaprint for $17. And it's because I want the highest vibration. And there's other companies as well. So, you know, when you're running a spiritual business, in quotes, you know, it's a passion, it's a way of life, but you obviously still have to think about, well, you know, I've got to pay myself. It's important to make sure that all your suppliers, everyone who's you're buying things off, are high vibrational. And if they're not, don't buy off them, you know, because that then equipment is coming in a high vibrational state. And I think, you know, and then you're setting yourself up in the universe for that complete exchange.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, it really makes us look at things. Can we shift that vibration then of the, if once we're aware of it, yes, we can shift. If like in the past we look at equipment or something that we purchased that was not a high vibration, we can shift that, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we've got prayers on the website. I mean, a prayer, you know, people say, oh, it's like a church prayer. It's not. It's a massive intent. What you're doing is shifting your intent. The prayers are very powerful. You know, I command you, God, to do something. People say you can't command God, and why not? You're not God's door wipe. You know, command is a bit different than demand. And the prayers, you know, there's things to revibrate your food. There's prayers to remove personal manipulations. I've just done a new one. There's prayers to remove manipulations on the planet. There's prayers to remove spiritual attacks, and so on and so forth. There's Merkabah field prayers. Put a Merkabah around you, and it'll protect you, because the entities are all around. They're in this world all around in a different dimension. They're walking by it every day. If you don't protect yourself and your vibration's precarious, they will attach to you, and they do. 99% of people who come to me have some form of entity, whether it's Anunnaki, Draconian. It used to be Zeta Greys, but they've been ordered out of here about a year and a half ago. Some of them are still here, but most of them have gone. And that was done by the Galactic Federation. I think it was about a year and a half ago, because I sat in the meeting.
You sat in the meeting. Was this in your dream space or in a consciousness, or were you physically there?
Consciousness. My whole soul was there.
Okay.
Yeah, I go.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah, I go fairly often. I mean.
Yeah.
But
62% DNA of Melchizedek.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Well, one of the things you need to do as well is, if you do go traveling, you have to protect yourself. One of the things I always tell people is this: if you do a past life regression, what happens is your soul goes out on an umbilical cord and goes off to a different time-space continuum, which is great. You see all your past lives. I do these myself, but the problem is, what happens if some entity or some negative, Jesus called it demonic, but I think it's a bit heavy. I just call them, fallen souls, fallen angels, whatever you want to call them. But what happens if one of these things tries to break that cord? You will go into a coma, because your soul can't find its way back. And so it's so important that if you ever do anything, one of the most powerful prayers we have on the website is the Esoteric 12 Merkabah Field Protection Prayer. It lasts a day and a half. If you say that, it'll last a day and a half. So if you say it once a day, it'll really help you, and it'll protect you, which means that you're not getting affected by the negative things in a different dimension. I mean, I always look at this quote. It's one of my ideas. That these things are there. They're always there. They'll never go away. They'll try and manipulate you. They'll try and play with you. They'll try and pull you down, especially if you're trying to get spiritual. It's like warfare. So what you need to do is you need to get your vibration high enough that they can't touch you. You're rising above the negative stuff, the demonic stuff. And, if you get your vibration and rise above it, then they can't touch you, and you need to stay above it, and so you don't get bothered. I mean, I don't get bothered about them at all. They don't come anywhere near me, which is great, so.
Yes, okay, so as we keep our vibration very high, isn't this the ascension process to really stay focused and communicate with realms of the illumined light?
Absolutely. I mean, there's few types of people here. I mean, there's obviously starseed people. They might be Palladian, Arcturian, Sumerian, Atlantarian, Lemurian, Andromedan, whatever. That's the main starseed people here. And so, if you're a starseed, you'll know it, because you feel very different. I don't, how many times do I get people, come for healing, saying, I don't belong in this world. I don't want to be here. Well, you volunteered, you're in God's line of volunteer, and I always say, well, look, next time you should pop to the toilet while God's getting volunteers. Then you won't have to come down here. But you volunteered to do some work. So you've got to get this inner strength. It's no use being a victim. You've got to get this inner strength. And part of that is releasing, getting your vibration up, doing healing. And once you get up there, you're leaping out of bed and, oh, my God, I feel incredible. Your gifts start really coming into play. Your connection, if you find out where you're from, your connection to the divine, in quotes, your starseed family will get stronger and stronger, and they're there to help you. Because, if you look at all the famous people like, Einstein or Picasso, whoever it is, people with, pianists, they've all got gifts, and they've tapped into that gift, and it's extraordinary. They don't need to learn how to play the piano. They don't need to learn how to paint. It's just there, and I think that's the thing about gifts. They're really just there, you just have to discover them, not through third-dimensional books, but actually through meditation and God's, downloads,
Yes, through meditation and God's downloads. I love how you say that. Okay, so divine healing is what you do for your clients, and we're going to have some phone callers where you can work with them. Tell us what you're doing here. You're actually remote viewing the body, or you're seeing interdimensionally?
Well, I see both. I mean, I see, by remote viewing the body, you can see interdimensional beings that are stuck to you, and I can look at the kidneys and liver, see, where they're at, what percentage of functionality they are, I've got so many stories, of unusual things where the doctors don't know, I don't know what's causing it. It's like cancer, cancer's a common cold, people, oh my God, I'm going to die. You got to be kidding. It's a common cold, What caused it? Why did the cancer, and you find out that, my son committed suicide 5 years ago, now I've got cancer and I'm going to die in 4 weeks, or, something happened, stress at work, I've got cancer, and I've had so many things, I had a girl with cancer of the spine. She was so stressed by, workload and everything else. She had tumours down the spine. The tumours have gone. I'm finishing her off now because the tumours have gone. They've done an MRI, gone. I said, well, where have they gone? Well, we fried them with interdimensional tachyon energy. But, the one tumour grew in it actually entered one of the vertebrae, and we're just building that back up, and she can now walk. She's blown away, So, and it happens all the time. But you've got to look at the cause. What causes leukemia,
Yeah.
Well, it's if your liver drops below 20% functionality, you've got so much toxin in the body, it can't put it in fat cells, which is the repository for toxins for the body. So it's in your bloodstream, so it attacks the platelets. And so the platelets die off, you're not making white blood cells, and everything just goes pear-shaped. So, how would you deal with that? Well, you have to start working on the liver, remove the blockages, start remanifesting the platelets, and, people are good to go. I've had loads of leukemia patients, clients, I shouldn't say patient, clients, and, it's gone. It's simple, so simple. But it's understanding, because there's one thing about God is this, third dimensional world, if you ask, you'll get. If you understand, they'll do it. If you don't understand, then, it's like a cancer tumor. So I've got a guy who's got a cancer tumor between his penis and his body. Well, he had it, it's gone, and it was on the right lymph node. Very big, horrible place to have it. Why did he get it? Stress at work. So the cause was stress. He had a being attached to him which lowered his vibration as well. On that central energy line of all the chakra points, the base is obviously the groin, which is near the root chakra, and it was blocking. So fungal infections can manifest and turn into cancer. So what do we do about it? First of all, we start working on the emotion. Get rid of that emotion. It's going, and we've got CDs. We're going to talk about those later because I think we've got an offer on. But the CDs really help you. But doing healing as well. We cleared the entity, combed the meridian lines, started working on all the organs to rebalance them, and get them accused that beings. First of all, we fry the tumor. So tachyon energy actually breaks down the molecular structure of a tumor to benign for the body. So it makes it like a mushy cyst bit by bit. Then the Merkabah beings actually go inside the body because they're interdimensional beings. They can walk in the body. They can switch in this dimension, break it down and put it back for the lymphatic system, switch out of this dimension and walk out. So there's no, cutting or anything else. And the tumors go, but it's such a delicate instrument with God and the third dimensional world, because God can't interfere unless you understand it. So exactly what you create in your mind, you create that reality. So if you say, well, I'm going to send a bit of energy to that tumor, nothing will happen because the tumor's there. The heart chakra's there. You've got to do a lot of work on the whole body to rebalance it, clearing the heart chakra out, getting the liver functioning, getting the adrenals, because people are always exhausted with cancer because they've got stress, and so, it all impacts the whole body. It's all about balance, in my opinion. And it works,
Fascinating, wonderful work that you're doing. Okay, let's go right to it, to our audience, so we can watch you in this healing session with some of the individuals on our call. We're going to go up to New York City. Last numbers of the phone number, 4114. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, it's Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm glad that you pick up my phone. So I don't know what you can do for me.
Right. So what's happening, Elizabeth, in your life, bless you?
I have some. Lately, I noticed some headaches and some stomach problems, but I'm trying to do my best. So.
Yeah, it's caused by... Right, so it was what I was saying before. Let me just have a look at you and see what's going on. Okay, headaches are caused by the liver. The liver is running at 37%. So your liver's running at 37%. You've got an attachment. Is your abdomen bloated? It looks bloated. Does your abdomen feel bloated? Your GI is paralyzed. So what's happening is this. I'll explain the whole thing to you. So you've got some stress. Your heart chakra's fairly blocked. Your vibration's dropped. An entity's attached. It's called an Anunnaki. You have, it's 1,022 years old. It's an Anunnaki. It looks like a reptilian thing. You can't see it. It sits in your abdomen, taps in your lower back, so it does damage the L4, L5 disc. Do you get backache?
Yes.
Yeah, your L4, L5 disc has got a bulge on the right-hand side. What's happening is the thing's sitting in the abdomen, so from the bottom of your rib cage down, your GI, which is the intestinal tract, is paralyzed from the rib cage, bottom of the rib cage down. So when you eat, it goes down, and then as it gets further down, it slows up. It's fermenting in the wrong place. It's burning holes in your GI, so you get leaky gut. It gets bloaty. Do you feel like nauseous when you eat? You feel like a bit blah,
Yes, it happens. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's happening, and so that's why it's working. So what we need to do is remove the entity, clear, get them into your GI. What they'll do is they normally, once we get the vibration of the GI up, they'll go in there, they'll comb out the colon and the lower intestine, clear it out of that negative vibration so that it starts to actually function properly. It'll start gurgling because it releases it. Do you feel exhausted? Because I'm looking at your thyroid and your, the whole endocrine system. Your adrenals are pretty low as well. Do you feel exhausted all the time?
Yes.
Yeah, and the headaches is coming because the liver's gone at 37%. It's not processing the toxins, so you have ammonia in the brain, and that's what's causing. So what normally happens with the liver, it'll take a couple of sessions because we take the liver to 100%. Once we clear, we get the functionality of the liver to 100%, it will drop back. It can't go from 37 to 100 straight away. It'll drop back to probably about 60. We do it again, drop back to 80, do it again. It should never go below 90%. Between 90 and 100. If you have a few beers, one night, then instead of 97, 98, it will probably drop to 94. But it should never go below 90%, and so it's not processing the toxins in your body. So, when you do, Logan, do you want to do some healing on?
Yes, please.
Is that okay now?
Yes.
Okay, right. So what we're going to do is you'll feel this entity release. So I want you to ground yourself first. Now I want you to say, I am of God.
I am of God.
I want you to repeat this. I ground myself to the earth.
I ground myself to the earth.
And I accept this healing for my highest good.
And I accept this healing for my highest good.
Right, I'm going to do this quickly and just get rid of the entity, and then if you want to do more healing sessions, you'll have to phone us or get the, buy the package that, I think we're doing on the show, and you'll get a free healing session, which, we don't have, I don't think, a lot of time. Normally healing sessions take half an hour. I don't think we have enough time for half an hour. So I'm going to take the entity out. I'm going to very quickly comb your meridians and start working on it so you'll start feeling better. Right, I'm going to take the entity out now. You're going to feel it leave through your tummy button. It's going to feel like a drawing sensation from the torso out through the tummy button. So, okay, I'm taking it out now. So tell me if you feel a weird drawing sensation. It's coming out now. It's actually 10'7" tall.
Oops.
Okay, got it. Do you feel it? Does your abdomen now feel lighter?
Yeah, I feel warm and...
Okay. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to suck out the residual vibration that's left in your abdomen. So, esoteric pipe through your tummy button, bag around your abdomen. Each time I suck it out, your abdomen should get lighter and your intestines will start gurgling because they're not paralyzed anymore. Wow, there's a lot in there. Is your abdomen starting to feel lighter?
Yes.
Okay. Right, so let me just put you in a portal. So we're using portals from the ultimate dimension, from the Merkabah dimension. So, ultimate dimension, 8 portals around you, close it off from the, dear God, I command the great 12 Esoteric Merkabah fields. Well, Elizabeth with her sacred point in the center of the Merkabah fields, bonding the portals to the Merkabah fields, programming the blueprint of the DNA and the keys of Enoch, so as not to allow anything except for a highest good to enter. So, right, I'm going to send some energy into the abdomen. Tell me when it gets either warm or tingly or both. It should start getting warm, tingly, and I think your GI will start to...
Yeah, I feel tingly
feel
and warm. Now I feel cold. It was warm before.
No,
now
that's
it's
okay.
cold.
That's okay, that's great. It'll start rebalancing. Right, I'm going to comb your meridians. So the Merkabah beings are coming through. They're going to do this, and I'm just directing them where they're going. So we're going, so you'll either feel hands go down your body or lighter where we've been. We're going from your crown, down your face, the back of your head on the left, down your neck, cross your left shoulder, down your arm. On the right, we're doing the same. On the left, we're going down your neck, down your chest, down your abdomen, out to the hip. On the right, we're doing the same. On the left, we're going from your hip, down your thigh, over your knee, down your calf, and out to the foot. On the right, we're doing the same. Okay, I'm taking this barrier of energy down. I'll just do it 10 times. We're sweeping it down your whole body. You won't feel it the first time. I normally do it 21, but I'm aware that we're careful with time. So tell me when you start feeling it. It feels like a subtle wave of energy from head to toe. So this is 10, 9. Tell me when you feel it. 8. You feel it?
Yes.
7. Brilliant. 6, 5, 4. This reactivates the meridians. 3, 2. Okay, last one. Right. So interdimensional energy from the ultimate dimension. We're pumping in your body now. Tell me when you start feeling floaty. You should start feeling light, floaty, or really relaxed.
Yeah, I feel lighter.
That's brilliant. Okay. Right, I'm going to work on your liver and kidneys first. So we're going to work on the adrenals and the liver. So both of those should get warm and tingly. You know where your adrenals and liver is, don't you? Your kidneys.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me when they get warm and tingly.
Yes.
Right, so what I'm doing now is sending the Merkabah beings. They're going to clear out the adrenal glands because they get blocked and they get paralyzed. So they're going in now. You're going to feel either tugging and pulling or like a butterfly movement. Tell me what you feel. Can take up to 20 seconds.
Warm.
Yeah, you should feel movement. Tell me when you feel movement in there.
Yes, there is a little movement, yes. I feel that.
Okay, right. I'm going to take your liver from 37% functionality to 100. So when it normally, and this is again from experience, normally when it gets between 60 and 80, your head will start really clearing. So tell me when your head starts clearing, it gets lighter, and you feel more, present. Okay, so it's gone up to 46. Okay, 53. 62, 68, tell me when your head starts clearing. It should start clearing in a second. 74, 78. Can you feel your head clearing? 82.
Yes.
87. 93, 98, okay, 100. Right, I'm going to work on the GI, which is the problem area. So stomach, upper lower intestine, colon, right down to your rectum, whole thing should get warm, tingly. You'll start gurgling. So tell me when it starts to get warm, tingly.
Yeah, no, I feel tingling, warmer.
Okay, right. Now, Melchizedek being's going in, so they're going to pull the toxins out of the line of the colon, and they're going to clear the meridian structure of the lower intestine. So they're going in there now. Tell me when you feel movement in the lower intestine, and you should feel a pressure in the colon. It feels like wanting to go to the toilet slightly. So tell me when you feel that pressure.
Yeah, I feel pressure.
Right, tell me when it goes off. It should ease off in a minute. It takes normally about a minute.
Warm also.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Tell me when that pressure goes off. The pressure's there because you've got toxin in the colon and they're starting to comb them out, so it'll start to ease off. But it takes a few sessions to rebalance these. It's not just a one-session thing, you know.
Yeah.
So it should be easing off.
Yeah, it's off.
Okay, right. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on your heart chakra, which is the emotion. So am I okay to break all soul ties from past relationships and things in this lifetime that you don't need? Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you'll feel a shift in your chest. Oh dear God, I grab all the soul ties. So Elizabeth, and anybody who isn't for a higher school, I'm going to break them now. I command thee, bring the fractals of a soul back, cleanse them, put them back in the body now. So we thank you, God, send you unconditional love, so be it. So you should feel a shift in your chest. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on the heart chakra. I'm sending energy in there, interdimensional energy, so it's going to get warm, tingly. I'm sending the Merkabah beings in now, so you might feel movement in there as well. Tell me when it gets tight. So the tightness can move around. It can either be in the solar plexus, breastbone, throat, upper back, shoulders, or neck. So tell me if it gets tight anywhere like that. What they do is peel a layer of emotion out at a time. So they peel a layer of emotion, it gets tight, and then they release it, it lets go. So tell me when it gets tight.
I only feel warm on my left side, on my chest.
No, it's okay. It'll get tight. Tell me when it gets tight. It could be in the shoulder, neck, throat, solar plexus, breastbone.
Yeah, throat, yeah. Feel tight.
Okay, right. Tell me when it lets go. That's the first layer. I'm just demonstrating this. I'm not doing any more because I think, you know, we'll give other people a chance if that's okay. So tell me when it lets go.
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay, so I won't do any more. Like I said, there is a package where there's CDs in it. You know, if you want to buy the package and, you know, it does give a healing session, then I think, you know, from tonight's show, it will really help you. So, you know, so I think, so you feel better?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's not healed completely yet, Elizabeth. There's a bit to do, but, you know, like I say, if you want to, you know, get the package and we can do a few more sessions and, you know, you'll get to that divine line where you think, oh, my God, I feel incredible.
Thank you. I feel better already. Thank you so much.
Oh, bless you. It's
bless
a pleasure.
You too.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you. Yes. Wow, so incredible to see this. Can we feel this ourselves? I know when you were combing the chakras, I personally felt that. So can you do this on a group level as well? What are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, I can do it. I can do 20,000 people at a time, and everyone feels it. So, you know, if you don't feel it, it's only because maybe you've got, you know, distracted or you've got a lot of stuff going on in your life and you're not focused on your body, but everyone will feel it. So if you want to, you know...
Okay, yeah, we were.
Well, should we do a little bit more talking and then maybe do it in about 10 minutes? I'll just get rebalanced and then we'll get busy again, and we'll do everyone on the call. Is that okay?
Oh, that would be great. Beautiful. So, yes, as you rebalance, that's interesting. I do have a quick question or a couple of questions. You had mentioned that this entity that you worked with to remove from Elizabeth was 10'7" tall. Where does this not get freaky?
Where does it not get freaky? Well, it's just entities. I mean, the freaky ones are Luciferians, because I went to a show, the Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles. I had a girl there who had a Luciferian. They're very snarly. They actually snarl through the person's body, and you know they contort the body and everything. And I grabbed it, you know, and people were a bit freaked out by it, you know, including, you know, poor Christina who went with us. So, anyway, I was working on it, but I always watch, when they get snarly, you have to watch through the eyes, because the eyes, you can see the entity snarling at you. So I pulled it out, and she's good to go, you know, bless her. And she's had this for 5 years, and no one can get it out, you know. It's a very snarly, horrible Luciferian, you know, which is one of the biggest entities that manipulate the human race.
Okay, this is mind expanding. Yeah, well, that's, how do you not get, well, you have supreme faith and trust. And since you were a little boy at 4 years old, you knew that you could protect your space. So you don't get you're not fearful or frightened.
No fear, no frightened, and also my vibration, I keep it right up there. I have to, because if my vibration, say something happened in your life that's really drastic, but you see, you know, I view things as a journey, and that's another thing that we should maybe talk about. You know, this is a journey. It's, you know, if something happens terrible to you, then it happens for a reason, to allow you to let go. And I don't believe in forgiveness. I believe in wisdom beyond forgiveness. So what does that mean? Well, whatever happens to you, you know, you have to thank the person for participating in your life to allow you to experience that horrible thing, so you can actually learn to grow beyond it. So it's not forgiveness, it's wisdom beyond forgiveness. You see what I mean? And we're in a classroom and we have to learn by these things. So you have to thank all the people who've done horrible things to you. Oh, bless you, thanks for stealing that money, because it's allowed me to grow beyond it, let go of money, and just not worry about it. It's just money. You know, who cares? You know, I mean, you know, the ministry gives things away all the time and helps people locally. You know, and I love it. You know, I love to see. You know, I love to see people's reaction when you bless them. Like, for example, you know, last Christmas we paid a few thousand, about $3,000 or $4,000, whatever it was, I forget. And we phoned up the local electric company and said, look, we've got this budget. I want you to find all the people that really are struggling, like properly struggling. And we do it every year, you know. And there was one lady, the age of 70, and she had the whole department in tears because she had cancer. She couldn't afford to have all three things: the meds, food for Christmas, and the electric bill. So God blessed her through our ministry with paying for the electric bill. You know, it's God's blessing. And I never know that woman, but she said, you had the whole department in tears, and I was laughing. I thought it's really great that, you know, tears of joy, of course, but it's beautiful. You know, I just love doing things and helping people, you know.
Well, it is quite fascinating. Again, I'll say it one more time. I love that you are in a place where you are not triggered by anything. I know there's listeners to this show who have reached that level, and it's where we are all working to get to really be able to let things go. So thank you for your tremendous work that you're doing. When you are in divine alignment like that, it's like you become a magnet, and people come to you.
Yeah, magnet. I mean, if I go to any expo, I realized a long time ago, you know, when I first got here, I went to the first, I went to a small spirit fair thing. And, you know, I went there and I was slam busy. I had a queue. And I thought, why do everyone want to come and see me? And everyone's getting a bit annoyed, you know, and why do they come and see me and, you know, not everyone else? And I realized that, you know, it's your energy. It attracts people in. And everyone was really slow. And I had a queue outside the door. It's ridiculous. And, you know, I was just doing a bit of cash work then because I didn't have the ministry set up, and I didn't have my green card, so I couldn't have a social security number. So, you know, I came home with an abundance. You know, oh my goodness, that's amazing. You know, and you know, you can see the energy around it. You know, you don't have to think about the money. You have to think about how many people turn up and how many lives you've helped. You know, it's easy to get the ego. You know, this ego is the biggest thing that will destroy you. You know, I go to these fairs and I see so many people with ego. Oh, I'm the best healer in the world. It's okay, you know. So, and you know, it's not about that. It's about what you do. You know, it's about what's in your heart. You've got to be heart-centered and love the thing you do. Love your clients, you know, and really pay attention and help them the best you can. And that's all you can be, the best you can be, you know.
Thank you for that. That is a beautiful reminder. It's all about the lives, how many lives you have helped, and what's in your heart, and listening to the heart, and really stepping into our world contract, our soul contract, doing that passion, that fiery passion. Thank you. Okay, well, when you were talking about using portals from Melchizedek and then bringing in the Melchizedek beings who were working on Elizabeth, and they're going to be assisting us in this group effort as well. It reminds me of what we know as psychic surgeons.
It is, yeah. It's the same thing. I mean, you know, for example, esoteric operations. What's that? Well, let's do an explanation, maybe using an example, if that's okay. So a guy comes in. He's got 3 collapsed discs. He's been on opiate substrates. Won't kill the pain, because the problem with lower back pain, nothing touches it. It's just fierce, you know. So So he comes in, he cries, and, he said, I've been crying in the shower. I've not told my wife, but, with the pain. And so, right, I said, we're going to do an esoteric operation. So what does that mean? Well, first of all, you have to clear the body. So you comb the meridians, take out the entity, get the body to a sensible vibration level, because if you don't, the angelic beings can't get in because your body's too low vibration. So we cleared him, and then what we did is rebalanced his body, worked on his adrenals, worked on everything, got his body rebalanced. Then what they do is they do an esoteric operation. They bring a disc from a different dimension, 3 discs from a different dimension. Here, they're energy fields. So they go in and they very carefully make sure they're put in exactly the right place. So the energy discs are now in. And then they switch dimensions in 48 hours. Your discs leave this dimension as the new ones come in. And within 2 days, it had gone. So he goes back to the doctor. He was due for another X-ray because they were going to do operation and fuse the things together. And they said, well, you got discs and you didn't have them last week. I think we've messed up your notes. He goes, no, I did divine healing. No. They wouldn't believe it. They said, no, we've messed up your nose. I do apologize. You're good to go. And he was perfectly great. The whole thing had gone. It was incredible. He was blown away. He kept phoning me. I'm blown away, because he kind of believed it. Oh, yeah, okay, healing, whatever. And people, oh, yeah, whatever. And then we did that, and suddenly, his discs are repaired. He can see them on the X-ray. He goes, oh, my God, I've got discs, and I didn't have them last week. Imagine how pleasurable that is.
That is
the pleasure
amazing.
The pleasure of being able to experience and be part of someone's healing, and the blessing of allowing them to be part of the healing, and getting it to a level where they're healed. It blows me away every day. It really does, honestly. That's why I say it's so important that when you get there, don't judge anybody. It's not for you to judge anybody. Just be in your own space and do your own work, and focus on your things. Don't read books about it. I've never read a book about healing. It's all from God, full stop. I've never read a book about it because I didn't want to contaminate the true nature of my gifts. You know what I mean?
You are really connected. It's so beautiful to witness. Okay, well,
I love it.
Let's do a group healing. I know that we're all so excited to receive this on a group level, and then we have time before the end for a couple more individuals.
Yeah, absolutely right. So let's okay, let me just get in this place. Hang on a sec.
Sure.
Right, so what we're going to do is everyone's muted. So what we're going to do is ground ourselves. And I'm going to go so far. We'll do about half an hour if that's all right. Is that okay? 30 minutes.
Oh, that would be exquisite. Thank you. Yes. Cool.
Okay, so I want everyone to repeat after this. If you don't like the word God, then use source, all it is, Elohim, Yahweh, I see it all. I don't worry about, God's God, it's all it is. We are God beings, and therefore, I just use the word God because it's fairly generic. So let's get ourselves grounded. So I want you to close your eyes. So I want you to say, I am of God. I ground myself to the earth. And I accept this healing for my highest good. Right, we're going to go through a protocol here because it's generic, and I do group sessions on a Saturday. So, right, I'm going to remove all remote viewers. What are remote viewers? They're interdimensional beings. They watch you. They make you feel discombobulated, insecure. You get butterflies in your stomach for no reason. It's because you've got remote viewers. So let's do that first. So, dear God, I command that you remove all remote viewers from everyone on this call now. And I bring them before you, God, for justice and another way how it's not for us to judge them, and therefore we're going to release them all to you with unconditional love and forgiveness. So you should be feeling a shift if you had remote viewers. You'll feel more grounded, you feel better, more, more at peace. Right, we're going to break any spells, curses, ancient rituals. If you think they don't exist, by goodness, think again, especially in the big cities. So we're going to remove this again. So, dear God, I command that you remove all spells, curses, and ancient rituals from anyone on this call now. I command we break them, infinite levels wide and high, and all the people involved again with those spells, curses, and ancient rituals. I'm going to bring them before you, God, for justice and another way how it's not for us to judge them. Therefore, we are going to release them to you again with unconditional love and forgiveness. So again, if you had any spells or curses, you might feel a shift in your body, or a lightness, or a sense of peace. Right, so we're going to put portals around everybody on this call. So, ultimate dimension. 8 portals around each person on this call. Close it off underneath them. Dear God, I command the great 12 esoteric Merkabah fields around each person on this call with their sacred point in the center of the Merkabah fields, bonding the portals to the Merkabah fields, and program them with the blueprint of that person's DNA and the keys of Enoch, so as not to allow anything except for the highest good to enter. Right, so don't forget, because it's a group, I can't do it individually, so the Melchizedek beings will escort any negative entities out of your body. They're doing that now. So if it's in the left or right breast, or if it's in the abdomen, left or right shoulder or hips, you're going to start feeling a lightness and something drawing away, going back up the portal. We're doing that now. Right, so again, the Melchizedek beings are going to replicate what I'm doing. So most people on this call had some attachment. So esoteric pipe through the tummy button, bag around the abdomen, we're going to suck out the residual vibration it left behind. So each time we suck it out, your abdomen will get lighter. Melchizedek beings are replicating this for each one of you. Second one. Intestines might start gurgling. Third one. Okay, fourth one. Okay, we're going to put some. Now, if you've got Lyme disease, now let me just differentiate. If you've got Lyme disease, HIV, Agent Orange, or Morgellons disease, we are going to use tachyon energy. We're not trying to, split you up from the group. It's just that tachyon energy, if we send normal energy, it'll make you sick because you get huge die-off. So for those we're going to call it spirochetes and nanotech. It's just easier that way. So if you've got spirochetes and nanotech, you're going to feel electrostatic, like a static electricity sort of energy instead of normal energy. So you'll feel it out in the abdomen now. For those of you who don't have spirochetes and nanotech replicating in your body, we're going to send you normal energy. So you're going to feel warm, tingly in your abdomen. Okay, so we're going to comb the meridians. So what we're doing is, so the Melchizedek beings are doing this. You're going to feel the angelic hands go down your body or light or obey. We're going from your crown, down your face, the back of your head on the left, down your neck, across your left shoulder and down your arm. On the right, we're doing the same. On the left, we're going down your neck, down your chest, down your abdomen, out to the hip. On the right, we're doing the same. On the left, we're going from your hip, down your thigh, over your knee, down your calf, and out to the foot. And on the right, we're doing the same. Right, we're going to do it 21 times. So we're going to sweep down the energy 21 times, right from head to toe. So if you can imagine them, because that beings, if you're lying there, they've got their arm just above your crown, they're going to sweep it down. It'll feel like a subtle wave of energy. The quicker you feel it, the more open your meridians are. So if you pay attention to when you feel it, if you feel it the first, second, or third time, they're fairly open. 8th, 10th, 15th time, obviously, the longer it takes to feel it, the more they're closed. So you need to keep doing healing until you get that to the first, second, or third time. So we're going to do it 21 times. So head to toe, this is 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, I'm waiting for them to tell me everyone's feeling it, 11, 10, 9, okay, everyone's feeling it, I think, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, okay, last one. Right, we're going to accelerate the energy in the body. Don't forget, if you've got spirochetes and nanotech, which is Agent Orange, HIV, Lyme disease, which is Borrelia, or Morgellons disease, you're now going to start feeling a very electrostatic feeling in your body. So it starts off subtle, electricity, staticky electricity, and then it'll get stronger, and then it'll plateau. And then when you get off this call, they'll probably carry on for about 2 hours after, because That's the way we do it. So that'll get stronger. For everybody else, you should start feeling just normal, very floaty energy. You should start getting fairly floaty. Interdimensional energy is much, much stronger than things like Reiki and that. Right, we're going to do the kidneys, liver, and parathyroid, which is kidneys and parathyroid and thyroid are part of the endocrine system. So let's do the kidneys and liver first. So you should start feeling them getting warm and tingly. Get the vibration up. Okay, they're going into your kidneys now, so they're going to work on the adrenals, or if you've got kidney stones, they're going to work on the kidney stones. You'll feel tugging, pulling, or movement in there. Right, the liver, the average on this call of the liver functionality is 57%. So if yours is running low and you get headaches and you feel, like brain fog, we're going to take the liver up. It'll start clearing. If your liver's running at 80 or 90, then you probably won't feel a thing because obviously it's running okay. So if your head starts clearing, normally so we're going to take the average up of the whole call. So, okay, the average has gone up to 64, 69, 73. Should start feeling a clearing of the head because it's now starting to process toxins. 78, 85, 92, 97, okay, 100. Right, we're going to work on the thyroid, parathyroid. The reason why this gets dysfunctional is because so much of the emotion spills over into the throat from the heart chakra. It paralyzes it, and therefore it's not, it can be underactive or overactive. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on the heart chakra after. Let's get busy with clearing the gland out and getting it functional again. So should get warm, tingling in your throat. We'll get the vibration up. Okay, they're going in now, so you're going to feel like a tugging and pulling in there or a butterfly movement. They work on the thyroid and the parathyroid. The parathyroid is there. If it goes dysfunctional, you start leaching calcium out the bones. You can get osteoarthritis and things like this, so we'll work on both. So you should feel a lot of movement around there. Okay, we're going to work on the pituitary gland. So that's about a couple of inches above the brainstem, so that should start getting warm and tingly. We'll clear that out when we balance hormones. Okay, they're going in now, so you should start feeling movement a couple of inches above the brainstem. It'll be like a butterfly movement. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the GI, the whole GI, which is gastrointestinal tract. So stomach, upper lower intestine, colon, right down to your rectum will start getting warm, tingly. If you've got spirochetes and nanotech, we're going to use the same energy. We just locally vibrate it so you don't get any die-off from these spirochetes. And maybe we can explain about that after we finish this. Okay, so if you've got diverticulitis, leaky gut, if you know where it is, you're going to feel movement around there. Diverticulitis, they'll clear the pockets out, they'll start closing them up. If you've got leaky gut, it's just small holes in the intestinal lining, they'll start pasting and taking care of them. If you've got toxins in your colon, they're going to work on those. If you've got polyps or anything in your rectum, they're going to work on those as well. So they're going in now, you'll feel the individual feelings of where you've got issues. But what everyone should feel probably a tightness in the, the colon where it feels like wanting to go to the toilet slightly. Right, we're going to do break all soul ties that are not for your highest good. So if everyone's okay with that, if you're not, say now, they won't do it. So. Okay, so the Melchizedek beings are doing this. We'll actually physically grab all the soul ties, the energy links between anybody and yourself, and break them. So, okay, dear God, for anyone on this call, I grab all the soul ties between them and anybody who isn't for that person's highest good. We're going to break them now. Command you bring the fractals of their soul back, cleanse them, put them back in their body now. So we thank you, God. Send your unconditional love, and so be it. Should feel a shift in the chest. Sometimes people feel emotion, they can actually just burst into tears straight away. Most times people kind of get the emotion come up a little bit later because it's taking subconscious to conscious emotion. So, you know, it could release like 2 hours later. You'll have a ball-in session for 10 minutes. So we're going to do 9 releases. So again, what we're doing is sending energy in the heart chakra. They're doing that now. It'll get warm and tingly. Breastbone area. Melchizedek beings are going in now. So it should start getting tight. So again, it'll be in the solar plexus, breastbone, throat, upper back, shoulders or neck. It can be sometimes in the sacral point or maybe in the abdomen. People do feel that, but less often. So should be getting tight now. Now when it releases, breathe it out. Release it. Release that stuck energy. So it's getting tighter, tighter. Okay, then it should release. So breathe it out. Okay, second release, tighter again. Don't forget they're peeling layers of the emotion back. As they peel them back, it's going to get tight, and then they release them, it's going to release. It should be getting tighter and tighter. Okay, then it should release. Okay, tighter and tighter again. Then it should release. Okay, fifth one. Tighter again. Okay, then it should release. Sixth one. Okay, tighter again. Okay, then it should release. Seventh one. Okay, tighter again. Then it should release. Okay, eighth one. Tighter again. Then it should release. Right, we're going to do a past life clearing. Now, what is past life stuff? People are misguided and say it's karma. It's not. It's esoteric transference. What happens is, because the veil between the fifth and the third dimension is so thin, for the last 80, 90 years, things have been slipping through accidentally that are not supposed to, because when you have your life review, every bit of karma down here is reset. You live it, you feel it, it's reset. So you're born back down here. Right, you're going to learn again. You come back down here, you learn again. Obviously, for the star seeds, you guys have volunteered to come back. I don't know what you're thinking, but you would. So you're down here to do some amazing things. So we're going to do a past life clearing to remove that cellular memory. It rode in through the soul and imprinted in the body when you were born. So, but it's not karma. It's just accidental esoteric transference. So we're going to say a prayer 3 times. Don't forget, a prayer is a map of intent. So I want you to all repeat this. And what we're going to do is do the prayer, wait 20 seconds, see what releases. You'll feel shifts in your body. It could be the abdomen, shoulders, upper back, neck. Can be in your, your legs, hips, anywhere. So you'll just feel a shift. Can be in your heart chakra. So we're going to do this map of intent, the prayer. So I want you all to say, Dear God, I come before you now for forgiveness for anything I've done in any past life to infinitum through all space-time continuum in every dimension that has been brought back into this lifetime and is affecting me now. Right, I want you to say this with absolute power. I release it all to you, God, with unconditional love. Right, let's wait 20 seconds, see what releases. That's the time it takes to release cellular level memory. So you should feel some shifting going on. It could be in your head, anywhere. Hands, arms, abdomen. Okay, 10 seconds left. Okay, right, we're going to do it again. So we'll do it 3 times. So this is the second time. So I want you to say, Dear God, I come before you now for a second time for forgiveness for anything I've done in any past life to infinitum through all space-time continuum in every dimension that has been brought back into this lifetime and is affecting me now. Right, once again with power, I release it all to you, God, with unconditional love. Okay, let's try 20 seconds again. Should be feeling a shift somewhere in your body. Sometimes you feel a shift, and other times, it might be a big shift, small shift, or maybe no shift at all. We should be feeling, during the whole 3. Okay, last time. So let's do it one last time. So, Dear God, I come before you now one last time for forgiveness for anything I've done in any past life to infinitum through all space-time continuum in every dimension that has been brought back into this lifetime and is affecting me now. I release it all to you, God, with unconditional love. And I thank you, God, and send you my unconditional love, and so be it. Well, let's just wait for that release. Don't want to interfere with that. Okay, 10 seconds left. Right, so let's work on the spine, lower back and neck. So if you've got any bulging discs, don't worry, we're going to fix them. So they know what to do. They're going to go in there and actually replace them. If you've got problems with your vertebrae and your building up, they will paste what I call, a very technical term, celestial goo. It's a very thick energy. And what they do is apply it to any material and it recreates that tissue. So you'll feel a weird cool pasting sensation or a wrapping sensation around that. If you've got spurs or the spine's trying to fuse or some issues with that, then you're going to feel a lot of tugging and pulling. If you've got scoliosis, they're going to actually start adjusting the spine little by little to rebalance it. The scoliosis has probably come from an entity because without realizing the entities do make you bend over. It's an automatic thing, and it actually alters the spine. So right, with that said, whole spine should get warm, tingly. If you've got spirochetes and nanotech, you'll feel the same energy just on the spine. So it'll be from the base of the skull right down to your tailbone. So wherever you've got an issue, they're going in now, and you're going to feel movement in those areas. If you've got a disc in your neck, they're going to start replacing them, so tugging and pulling that. If it's lower back, L4, L5 or L3, L4, they're going to, you're going to feel a lot of work around there. If it's just fusing where the vertebrae are starting to grow together, or you've got arthritis in the spine, you're going to feel tugging and pulling. They'll break that down. They'll put it back to the lymphatic system, and it clears to the kidneys, the calcium. So what we're going to do now is, so they're going to stay in there. They're going to work on that for a couple of hours, so you'll feel it even after the show. Right, we're going to detox the body. So the Melchizedek are holding the portal good. We're going to switch toxins in space and time to a different dimension. So that draws it out of the body instead of putting it through the liver and kidneys, which will damage them. So we're starting that now. So in 10 seconds from now, you're going to feel either a cool breeze or a drawing sensation. People say this feels freaky, so don't worry if it feels weird. They're drawing the toxins out. So cool breeze, a drawing sensation. Right, we're going to accelerate it 3 times. So focus on that cool breeze of drawing. It should get stronger. Now the reason we do that, if you do it too fast, it upsets the autoimmune, because the autoimmune expects the toxins there, so we have to do it in stages. Okay, then it's going to plateau. It's going to get to a level and sit there. Okay, I'm just checking with the whole group. Should be plateauing about now. Okay, stronger again. So it's going to get stronger again. Right, then it should plateau. Right, then it should get stronger again. Then it's going to plateau to the level that they deem it necessary, which is great. Right, anyone with any herpes-related viruses like shingles or canker sores or anything like that, or even sexually transmitted herpes, we're going to kill it off using tacking energy. It's interdimensional. It's from the ultimate dimension, so it's quite strong. So on top of the normal energy, you're going to start feeling electrostatic. It starts off subtle. Now, if you've got obviously spirochetes and nanotech, you're feeling that already, so that won't change. Then it's going to get stronger. So it should be getting stronger. Like I say, it feels very electrostatic on top of the normal floaty feeling. Right, it's going to plateau. The reason why this plateaus, it's electrostatic energy. It is affected by phone signals and things, so they always accelerate it when we get off the phone. It'll get very strong. It'll feel like plasma flowing through your body. So I don't know how much time I've got, but I'll do a couple more things. So let's work on the pancreas. Now, people think, it's just because you eat a lot of sugar, you get diabetes. Diabetes is caused by dysfunction of the pancreas because it's paralyzed by an entity or emotion, and it produces too much insulin. The receptors in your brain get lazy and they don't see the insulin. It produces more, so it goes out of control. So what we're going to do is bring it back. So pancreas, which is the center of your abdomen, should start getting warm and tingly if you've got diabetes, and the receptors in the brain, which is just above the brainstem. So you should feel those getting warm and tingly. Right, they're going in now, so you should feel movement in the pancreas and in the brain when they're working on the receptors. So you should be feeling that. Again, they'll stay in there, they'll rebalance it. Now, if you've got any arthritis, people get arthritis, and it's funny, they go to the doctors, you've got arthritis in the right wrist, but the left one's okay. They said it's old age, but hang on a minute, they're both the same age, so something's going on. It's caused by energetic blockages, and you get unusual growth. If you've got bone spurs or arthritis or anything like that, they're going to work on those now. So they're going to go in, and they're going to break down the calcification between the joints. So again, Merkabah are going in now. If you've got a bone spur, they're going to do the same. They break it down, put it back to the lymphatic, and it comes out through the urine. So you're going to feel a lot of tugging and pulling. If it's in your hands, if it's in your hips, fingers, ankles, you should be feeling a lot of movement in there. Now, I'm not doing a whole healing session. I'm not working on cancers and things because that's specialist. You can do it in a group, but I think we're kind of running out of time. So let's discharge the lymphatic system. So the lymphatic system, if stuff's been in your lymph nodes for a few months, it's going to smell stinky bad because it's fluids that are fermenting in your body and not going anywhere. So a result of this is if you go to the toilet the next day, it's probably going to smell like dead rat if your lymphatic system was blocked. So you need to keep doing it until your lymphatic system is clear. When we do this, it doesn't smell any different when you go to the toilet. Right, so we're going to send over 20,000 Arcturian angelic beings into your body now, so you'll feel a massive movement crawling through your whole body. They're going to clear out the whole lymph nodes. This blows people away because when they go to the toilet, oh my goodness, something's died. And it's not that, it's just because the lymphatic system is blocked. Right, so I'm going to do the prayer of protection for you. I clearly advise you that, if your vibration is precarious, not right up there, you need to do this prayer of protection every 2 hours. It goes like this, so. Okay, dear God, I command that we place a bubble of fifth dimensional unconditional love around each and every person on this call and their Merkabah field to protect them from any negative entities, fractals thereof, manipulations and transmissional frequencies that are not for that person's highest good, through all space-time continuum in every dimension. So we thank you, God, and we send you our unconditional love, and so be it. So that's the end of an example. It's not the whole healing session, like I say. We do a lot more. We look at things like everything. Cancers, genetic problems, and anything else. So I hope you all felt that.
Wow. Yes, we have. That is amazing. It would be very interesting to hear everyone's stories. I know that they did feel that. I felt that too. Very amazing. The first release of the past life clearing, felt that in several areas of my body. So it's interesting that we just pay attention or notice what we notice. We don't necessarily need to think too much about it as we're receiving this healing.
No, I mean, Lauren, I kind of explain it because I think it's important to understand it. You know what I mean? If people don't understand what you're doing, oh, we're doing a bit of energy, we're doing what you're doing, healing work. Well, you've got to explain, okay, they should feel this, should feel that, something, because it's important. So
it's just fascinating to see you work and to see how you are feeling into the whole group, and we did cover a lot there. Talk a little bit more about the tachyon energy, and you called it spirochetes and nanotechs.
Yeah, this is really important. Now, a lot of things are misdiagnosed. If you get MS or many things, they say it's genetic. Well, of course it is. Your genes have been altered by GMO foods. If you take nothing away from this thing today, please don't eat GMO foods. They have agrobacter in them. They do change your DNA. So what they're doing is, in the chemtrails, they're pumping beryllia, strontium, barium, all this, nanotech stuff. It's 10 to the -9 small. It sinks through your skin. So everybody's got beryllia in their body, which is a spirochete of Lyme, but not everyone gets Lyme. So why is that? Because if your DNA is robust against it, it can't replicate in the body. That's why, if you notice, I asked, okay, anyone who's got spirochete and nanotech replicating their body, they got Lyme. Lyme is when it replicates in the body, HIV the same. But if it's not replicating the body, they might have the spirochetes, but it can't, it can't manifest and grow because the DNA is robust against it. So what we do is, if you've got Lyme disease or Agent Orange, they were all manufactured. They're almost the same. They're one step away. HIV, Agent Orange, and beryllia, which is the spirochete of Lyme, is one step away from each other. They're so close. They do the same thing. So what they do is, they're designed from particular proteins and things to. They create themselves. They're like a worm. They morph. They keep changing into something else, and the autoimmune can never find them. So they keep changing. Autoimmune's trying to find it. They keep changing, trying to find it. Eventually, what happens is the autoimmune crashes. In come cancers and all sorts of things, and you're dead. So it's so important to, if you do have these things, address it because it's really bad for your system. Now, if you don't have them, the chances are you might have the spirochetes there. So the trigger. So they've been very clever. The delivery system, chemtrails, trigger, and you can get it from ticks obviously as well, but a lot of it's from chemtrails because I get so many people saying, well, I've never had a tick bite and yet I've got Lyme disease. Well, yeah, and the trigger is GMO foods. Very, very clever system. I'm actually writing a book about this whole manipulation at the moment. It's probably going to come out in the next couple of months. It's not quite finished yet, but it talks about the Zeta Gray technology, which is the spirochetes and nanotech. So if you take nothing away, don't eat GMO foods at all, because they will alter your DNA to the point where these things can start replicating. And you don't want Lyme disease in your body, you know, it's really important.
Okay. All right.
And,
well, valuable information. And go ahead.
Can I just tell you one more thing about Lyme disease as well is, if any of you are practitioners, don't give people normal energy, because if you do, what happens is the spirochetes die off, the Lyme disease dies off, the Borrelia, and it creates co-infections like Epstein-Barr herpes, it creates Bartonella, Babesia. Bartonella lurks in the GI, paralyzes the GI, it creates ammonia, neurotoxin, so you get terrible brain fog. So what you'll be doing is you won't be killing it off with normal energy that fast, but what you will be doing is making the person really sick. And I get so many clients, oh man, taking all these supplements and things, they can't kill it off fast enough that it replicates, so it doesn't do any good. All it's doing is making them feel really sick, you know, and people with Lyme are really sick. You know, it's one of the most difficult things. The most difficult thing to heal is Morgellons. Lyme disease, you know, just takes a while. We've got rid of it in many people and of course, when you get rid of it, when it's out of the body, you've got to do a DNA reset to the blueprint it should be, because if you don't, it's going to come back, you know, because it's all over the place, you know. So it's really important. When we've got rid of Lyme, we actually do a manifestation. We invoke a reset of the DNA back to the blueprint it should be. It starts off on the sacral point. It goes right through your body. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks, and it makes you very bipolar because your whole being is changing. But once you've done that, you know, I've had people with Borrelia 5 years ago, and they're good to go, you know. And in fact, by doing that, they've accelerated their gifts. They now feel amazing, you know. So I thought I'd throw that in there because it's really important, especially for practitioners.
Yes, okay. My goodness, so many questions and just beautiful. So the tachyon energy, again, it's the interdimensional energy that's a little different. Can you explain that?
It's space-time continuum energy. It feels like electrostatic energy, and what it does is, for example, you know, cancer tumors, we apply it to cancer tumors and it breaks down the molecular structure of any low vibrational tumor, spirochete, fungal infection, and it kills it basically, you know. It breaks it down to benign for the body. So, you know, like I explained with Lyme disease before, the autoimmune's trying to find it, it morphs into something else trying to find it, you know. So it's almost like it's called the stealth pathogen. So the stealth comes from stealth bomber. It's like the stealth bomber behind it, trying to find it, it moves, trying to find it, and it never finds it. So what we do is we fry a portion of it. So using the tachyon energy, it fries some of them, so they're benign for the body. Autoimmune catches up with them, finds them, chills out, oh, it's benign for the body. And that's how, you know, the autoimmune starts to rebalance itself. If you switched it out of the body, it doesn't know it's gone. The autoimmune doesn't know it's gone because it's never found it. And I've been through a lot of work with this to understand Lyme disease really well. And so, you know, the healing of Lyme disease really does work. It's really helped a lot of people. I mean, we have so many clients with Lyme, it's untrue, you know. It's like a pandemic.
Wow. Okay. Well, I am stunned, and I can just say this has been a very interesting session with you. So let's do one more caller today. We've got way more, over 20 people with their hands raised. And I hope that this group session really did some, I hope it really did some solid work and gave everyone a beautiful foundation. Personal sessions with you go even deeper, and we'll give you a moment to talk about that at the end of our program. But let's take one more caller here. Let's go to New Hampshire, and the last digits of the phone number are 0170. Hi, you're unmuted. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Tatiana.
Hi, Tatiana. How are you?
Good.
Okay, bless you.
Bless you too. Thank you so much for picking me. I have been on a search for, on December 21st, 2012, I noticed a cyst in my left breast, and since that time they've developed into multiple cysts. Yep. And they've grown. They feel like water balloons, and the area seems hot to me. And I've been on a search and talking to different healers and trying to resolve this issue for years now. And I'm looking for answers. So I'm wondering if you can help me.
Right, you don't have the being anymore. Let me just have a look what it was. Yeah, snake being. It was about 4 feet long. It wrapped around the breast. And what happens is, if you get an interdimensional snake being, it's from the first dimension. So here, it's an energy field. it sits in the breast. It's low vibrational, so there's no meridian flow around your breast. So because of that, you get unusual growths. I mean, I get so many people with breast cancer. I've got a girl at the moment, and the tumor's really big. It's gone down by 74%. It's taken a few sessions, but we're killing it off. We're using tacking energy. We've cleared out the thing, but we also need to get your vibration up by clearing the heart chakra and rebalancing the body. So it's all about balance. You can get rid of that so easy. It's a piece of cake. But you need to do it because those cysts can turn into tumors. I mean, like I say, cancer's a common cold. It's just nonsense. What it is a tumor, and you need to find out why it's happened. And it's because vibration dropped, entity was sitting in the breast, blocking the meridian flow, and so fungal infections, because of low vibration, can start mutating and turn into tumors. If your vibration's high, everyone's got fungal infection in their body because we live in a fungally, icky world. But if your vibration's really high, fungal infections can't manifest. It's only in low vibration, so that's what's happened. So how do we get rid of it? We just do some sessions, and it'll get rid of it. Really easy.
Is there anything that you can do now to help out?
Well, we've just done the session. If you want, because you're in the portal, do you want me to continue with it? Is that okay?
If that's okay with Lorraine, if we have the time.
No, that's okay. Well, look.
Sure, we have a few more minutes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's work on both breasts because it's important, because they show me you had an entity in both breasts. And so let's fry. So the tacking energy won't harm any good tissue. It's like radiation. Only radiation damages good and bad tissue. Radiation just blows your whole thing up. So radiation to me is ridiculous. So what this is doing is it's going to start frying the tumor. So let me focus on your breasts. So tell me when your breasts start to feel electrostatic. So it'll start off subtle now. That was good, actually, because it saves going through all the combing and meridians and things. So tell me when you feel electrostatic. It will start off subtle. Can you feel it yet, Tatiana?
I think I feel a little bit, yeah.
Okay, right, I'm going to crank it up. So tell me when it gets a lot stronger. I'm going to crank it up. Now what will happen, those little cysts and things will start to they either sting or it feels like a muscle burn. So tell me if it starts to sting, or sometimes they just tighten. It feels like tight.
I feel the electrostatic energy more.
Right, brilliant. I'm going to keep cranking it.
I'm feeling a little bit on the left side, yeah. Just subtly, just a little bit.
Right, it's going to start getting pretty prominent. Tell me when it starts to sting. Or, it feels like, when you tear your muscle, it feels like a muscle burn. I'm going to keep cranking this up. Yeah, you need to get rid of them. You don't want them in your breast. They're not welcome.
I would love to get rid of them, yeah.
Well, tell them to buzz off. Don't worry, we'll fry them. So I'll keep it going. Should be getting stronger. Tell me when you feel, so you might feel a tightness around those little cysts, or you might feel, muscle burn, or... Is it starting to get stronger?
I think I feel a tightness.
Right, that's okay. It's going to get tighter and tighter. It might, tell me if it gets too uncomfortable, because I'll get it to a level. So I'm keeping it going. That tightness should get stronger and stronger.
I'm feeling a little bit of the stinging.
Right, I'm going to take it really up now. Tell me when it's, I don't want you to hurt you, so tell me when it's enough, where you can tolerate it, but it's not too much that, oh my God, that really hurts. So let me keep taking it up.
So far, so
good. Brilliant. I love this work. It's amazing. The stinging getting stronger.
Not really.
Okay, let me crank it up even more. Right, what I'm going to do now is, because I'm going to leave that running for 2 hours, okay? So you're going to feel that stinging going on, and tightness and everything else. Now, I'm going to send the Melchizedek beings into your breast, so They're going in now. You're going to feel a tugging and pulling, a lot of movement, and they'll start breaking them down. It's going to take about 8 sessions to get rid of these, they're saying.
I'm feeling a little pulling.
Tugging and pulling, that's brilliant, okay. Now that'll take care of them. Like I say, we worked on the heart chakra before, so, you know, it's important we release, and we do have a package on this show. You know, if you want to get a session for that, you know, it'll also give you the discs and everything else, you know, the heart chakra release, you need to do all the detox, the heart chakra release, so that will really help you as well. It's something you can do for yourself, you know, the guided meditation, but it's my voice, and my voice invokes the Melchizedek realm because, you know, it's part of my DNA, so, you know, so that will really help. So that probably, does that explain why they're there?
Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
I mean, you know, they're easy to get rid of. I get rid of stuff in breasts every day. You know, it's, you know, so many people with tumours and little cysts, and, you know, the milk glands get calcification, and, you know, we get the Melchizedek, they comb it out, put it back to lymphatic, it's gone, you know, so we'll be able to get rid of that. Take a few sessions, but, you know, we'll get rid of that, bless your heart.
So you're saying about 8 sessions?
Something like that, yeah. That's what they're saying to me. 8 more sessions.
Okay.
And then it's gone forever. As long as you keep your vibration up. There's one thing, you know, I'll tell everyone this. It's important that, you know, I always tell people healing's a way of life. It's not a quick fix. You know, if you fry the tumour, well, if I fried the tumour, you know, in your breast, and I didn't work on your heart chakra, get your vibration up, work on your kidneys, adrenals, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's all about getting, you know, the body balanced. So you think, oh, my God, I feel incredible. And that divine alignment, that high vibration, Christ conscious, whatever you want to call it, the void, where you know, you just live in a blissful state. Once you're there, nothing can touch you. But if you don't work on that, you know, if you just work on one area, well, we'll fry that, you know, those cysts, they'll go, and then they'll come back because your vibration's still precarious. So, you know, it's all about balance healing. You know, there's a lot to do, and it's not just a bit of energy. It's about, you know, getting you properly balanced and clear, you know, so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bless you, Tatiana. I hope that helps.
Beautiful.
It helps a lot. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. God bless you.
Oh, bless you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. Wow. Again, I know that there were others that are feeling that, and we've got some beautiful reports coming in on how everyone experienced that, feeling it all throughout their body in different areas, and it's just, again, fascinating to witness. So Christopher Macklin, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your tireless work to assist humanity. It's something that we are understanding at a greater level of how this works, and it's almost like in this 3D realm, it's, I don't want to say prison planet, but sometimes it feels like that. So our awareness that we raise our vibration to be in that divine alignment always, that's our lesson here, and we thank you for helping us get that. So when we look at the great shift, yeah, thank you. When we look at the great shift that's going on, that is happening, I think I heard you in an interview say that the real shift of 2012 has not yet happened, that there was a bend or a stretch in the time-space continuum. So what do you think is happening? Is this going to be a nice, gentle, and smooth transition as we all become more aligned? Or is there going to be, I don't know, more of a snap?
Well, I think it's starting to arrive there. You know, it's starting to get closer. I mean, like I say, for the, you know, if you haven't heard my interviews before, what it's like is the space-time continuum has been manipulated, and they have the ability to do that. So what they're doing is, you know, if you think about two sticks, you know, and you've got an elastic band between them, so it's not taut, it's just, you know, loose. What they've done is, if you think about the time marker of the universe, that's the time marker, where we are now and in the future. So what they've done is they've stretched the future time, and they're stretching and stretching and stretching, so it's about 4 or 5 feet bigger than it was before. They've stretched it, you know, so far, and so, but eventually what's going to happen is, as the time starts, you know, changing, it's going to speed up, because the stretched elastic band, instead of being just, you know, loose and things going at a normal pace, it's going to start going faster. So because time is going faster, we're only getting something like 15 and 16 hours a day. I mean, you all must have realized that, you know, a day is not like it was before, 24 hours. You know, it feels like the day's over before we even started. So what's happening is we're accelerating towards that time, you know, so it is catching up with itself. There's so much manipulation. It is important to, you know, to understand, not to fear it, to understand it. Get that, you know, we have the prayers on the website. We have, you know, we have the prayers on an app. We're the first, we're the first people to ever develop an app that actually schedules the prayers. It can schedule them to play every 2 hours or 1 hour between the time you wake up, the time you go to bed. It really helps because, you know, with our busy lives, you can forget to ever say the prayers. So, you know, it's on the iTunes store, it's on the Google Play Store if you've got Android. We've developed all these instruments to really help people. I mean, they cost thousands of dollars to develop. You don't make money out of them. It's there for people. That's why it's a non-for-profit, because it's non-for-profit. So, and so that's, you know, why we create instruments to really help people.
Yeah, what's the name of the app?
There's 3 apps. There's one called, so if you go on the iTunes or Google Play Store, type in Christopher Macklin Ministries, you'll see 3 apps there. The first one is Automatic Prayer App. So if you're busy at work, that does it for you. It does the same prayers, but it's you are of God. You ground yourself to, you know, it does it for you. So, and you can, again, schedule the prayers or you can play them straight away. The standard prayer app, which is non-automatic, it's just the straight prayer app. It's a repeat after me, and it's always best to, you know, to participate. So it says, repeat after me, I am of God, and then there's a gap, and you say, I am of God, and so, you know, it does that. The third one is the meditations, but, you know, there's a meditation app where you can download the meditations and buy them as you want them, so you can download that for free, and then you can buy them, but we have them on this package, I think, so you can get them on CD anyway, so.
Okay, well, that is so cool. Thank you for that. And you are really working with your business in a new earth way, and we thank you again for bringing forth this incredible healing. So let's talk about your special offer before we say goodbye. You do have a personal session. My goodness, you are incredibly busy. You do so many healings to so many thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. And your special offer is very affordable, and it comes with CDs, an ebook, and even a pendant along with that personal session. Can you share more on this?
Yeah, now the personal pendant is really good. It's a Merkabah. We have them cut in India. You know, we buy, you know, a lot of them at a time. They're cut in India. They're quartz crystal, and the eye, you know, the thing, you know, that's attached to it is made out of sterling silver. So we keep the vibration of the crystal up, and then, you know, you can wear it over your heart chakra. What we do is for each individual person, we program it with a blueprint of your DNA. It's really important with crystals that you don't just clear them, you know. So I clear them, I program with the blueprint of your DNA and the keys of Enoch, so as not to allow anything except for your highest good to enter. So when you wear it, only good things are coming in for you. Everything else is blocked. Now, the book is about divine healing. It explains all the modalities, how it works, and it's a physical book. We'll send it through the post with you. The CDs, I think we included 4, didn't we? I think it was 21 Heart Chakra. That, remember when his chest was getting tight and releasing? That does that 21 times. There's also whole body detox, so it switches the toxins out of your body and switches them in space and time. There's a general clearing one where, you know, it removes empties and, you know, helps you meridian structure. So those are the CDs, and there's an animal companion one. I think we included that as well. And what was the other thing we included? I forgot. Oh, personal healing session, of course. Well, you kind of experienced that.
Healing session, the most important one.
Yeah, absolutely. So you get a personal healing session, and you know, we'll schedule those in. So, you know, as soon as we get the orders from you, you know, we phone everybody up. I mean, to give you an idea, you know, the business. I mean, we've got 2 girls, Amanda and Christina. They're full time, just scheduling the Google Calendar, you know, to fill it up, and I just do the healings. You know, and my wife Janelle does a lot of work behind the scenes, like she books flights, and because we do a lot of speaking engagements. We will be in New York, by the way, if anyone's in New York. We're at the New Life Expo on March the 17th and 19th, and it's actually at the the New York Hotel, March the 17th through to the 19th. So if anyone in New York, please come and see us. It'll be really good fun.
Yes, I think Elizabeth is from New York, so, and I know we have some other listeners too, so that'd be very cool. Well, thank you for that special offer with those beautiful items included. Again, that's available on the special offer button on this webpage. Well, Christopher, this conversation has been totally mind-expanding and very healing, so many different levels as we really went multidimensionally here. Really fascinating to see you work, and I know that you said this will continue or parts of this will continue over the next couple of hours. Is there anything that we need to do as we close this session and go on with our lives today and tonight?
No, I think we just need to refocus our minds. I mean, what I do is just go relax, but please remember, we've got rid of the empties within you. So if you did have an empty, you can tell it's gone and you feel a lot lighter. It's important to say the prayer of protection every 2 hours, because if you don't, like I say, if your vibration's precarious and you haven't got to that God divine alignment, then you will get manipulated. But, if you want to do the Merkabah field, the 12 Esoteric Merkabah field one, that will last a day and a half. So if you're very busy, I always encourage people to try and talk to, the spirits and God, as much as you can, because the more you talk to them, the closer you get. The closer you get, the more protected you get. There's a correlation between the whole thing, and the faith builds, and, you feel so strong, and you think, oh my God, I feel incredible.
Beautiful. Very inspiring. Yes, we will connect with the higher realms and God. Actually go straight to the infinite realm, and that is the God source. So Christopher Macklin, thank you so much for being here on Quantum Conversations.
Oh, thanks, Leanne, and thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, and thank you all for listening. Bless you all. You guys are the ones who make it worthwhile, I love to, help heal, and thank you for your participation. I feel blessed, honored, and humbled by it,
Yes, well, thank you for so much beautiful healing that you offered for our listeners today, truly in service to the divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this program, please share it with your friends and loved ones. And we thank you for shining your magnificent light and adding it to the world. This is when we love ourselves like no one else can. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe, as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music, available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.